when you're doing logistic regression is intended to the probability that you're in one group or another. But if you have multiple groups, like 4 groups, it does a series of logistic regressions and puts them together. Basically, it makes dummy variables that it can run logistic regression on. So are you from Kentucky or not? That's one group. The next group is, are you from the US or not? You need to do logistic regression 3 times in order to deal with the probability that you're in 4 groups. Exactly the same problem we faced. We're not getting around the fact that we're going to get these 2 wrong and those 2 wrong. Is there any hope? Nope, probably not. We've tried everything we can for an hour, and we haven't gotten anywhere as far as getting better. But the lesson is still there. There are different things that you can try and should try. If you only do logistic regression, then that's not necessarily going to produce the best analysis, is what you should come out of this with. So try different things. And there's nothing wrong with the other procedures. They're just not as common. And especially LDA, well, LDA will often beat logistic regression, and PLS will often beat both of them. Are you going to write, when you write the paper, are you going to get crap for using partial least squares? Maybe. They go, well, why'd you do that? Well, because it's more appropriate for this data because we have, because we're interested in using all the information that we have. And logistic regression. So I can make a mathematical argument why these procedures are better. And maybe you need a statistician then on your paper. If you write the sentence that says, since the variables are continuous, potentially, and we cannot reject multivariate normality, then you have an excuse for using a method that's optimal. So that would work. So that's in your paper, you find that LDA does better at discriminating. So you want to use it. But you're writing for a journal like all journals that assume you're just going to do logistic regression. So you need a sentence that says something like, and I write a lot of these since normality was not rejected, we're justified in using LDA. Please, please, please do not say that the data, since the data is normally distributed, we're justified in using LDA. That's wrong. So this is what non-statisticians will write. So they'll write, since our data is normally distributed, that's not true. Your data is never normally distributed. You can't say that. Well, you can. People say it all the time. But that's not right. And it shows that you don't know what you're talking about. So try not to say that, especially if I'm the outside examiner on your dissertation. I'll say, no, don't say it that way. We're outside examiners on a lot of dissertations because we're statisticians. we don't interfere with the analysis, which is sometimes not very good. But we do try to aim for improvement and not saying things that aren't true. Then, how do I just, let's see. Here's my original data. I'm interested in merely the normality of these three variables. I can do that by continuous fit normal. So it tries to put a normal. Notice those curves don't fit very well. Not terrible though. And then I can go down here, hold down the control key, the fitted normal, and I want the goodness of fit test. Well, the first one's not normal. Isn't TI the one with the extreme value? Small p-value, small p-value, small p-value, we reject normality. So now what is my sentence going to say? Since our data isn't normally distributed, we're justified in using you can't do that. It doesn't surprise me. It also suggests why LDA didn't work so well. It didn't work any better than logistic regression, although it should. But the data is not normal enough. It's abnormal. That's not the right terminology either. But the point is that this sort of justifies why LDA didn't work better than logistic regression. All right, questions? Now you are the world's experts, at least on this campus, in classification. And we're probably not going to talk about classification anymore unless I get some crazy good example where I can show you how much better procedures do than logistic regression. All right, we're done.